All right, Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Shout outs to all the chingones out there and chingonas, man. If you girls are out there, man. But big shout outs to all the chingones out there. All right, so check this out, man. We had a heavyweight fight over the weekend between Christian Hammer, who's a veteran guy, and Joe Joyce, who's an upcoming fighter, right? This fight, this fight kind of flew under the radar. I did not watch this fight live. I don't even know what time it was on here in the West Coast. I knew it was on. I knew this fight was taking place, but I didn't know what time was it take place. And I was kind of busy, so I went ahead and watched it afterwards. And by the way, I'll let you guys know, man. I already knew who had won the fight when I got a chance to watch it. I'll say this. First of all, Joe Joyce was a much bigger guy. Christian Hammer, I think he's like 34 years old. He's a veteran. I'm not really sure how hard he trained for this fight. He didn't really look that prepared for this matchup. I will say the guy's got heart. That he does have. He did come. He didn't really come with too much skills. He just came with heart, and that's cool that you got heart. You gotta have heart, homie. But he didn't really look well conditioned. The body shots were really bothering him. He had a nice little gut on him, and Joe Joyce just kind of took advantage of that. Now, Joe Joyce did look good. At the same time, he didn't look good. What do I mean by that? Well, here's what I mean by it. Joe Joyce, man, I think he's 14. I think this was his 14th fight. He's 14-0. He's undefeated. I think this is like his 13th knockout. He stops Christian Hammer in the fourth round, and it wasn't even close. Christian Hammer did somewhat compete in the first and second round. He did land some good shots on Joe Joyce, testing his chin. But I'll say this. The juggernaut, Joe Joyce, okay, he took those shots very well, but he cannot be taking shots like that from other fighters, okay? All right, so you got somewhat of a chin, homie. Okay, cool, but you got to learn how to move your head. This Vato has no head movement. He just kind of takes the shots, puts his guard up, but outside of that, man, he's got to work on some head movement. He's got to work on some better defense. Your defense just can't be you just putting your guard up or just relying on your chin to take the punches. Even if it's a fighter that doesn't pack a big power punch, because he could catch you with one that you don't realize is coming, and it could pack a little bit more power, when you're twisting your head or turning your body a different way, and it could definitely change the fight. Just one punch, it's the boxing game, homie. So one punch can go ahead and change the game. He looked good. I don't want to downplay what was going on. He looked good. He's doing pretty much what he's supposed to do. He's taking out guys like this. All right, let's not start, getting all crazy on Joe Joyce talking about, hey man, he's a great heavyweight. We don't know that yet. As of right now, I think he's doing what he needs to be doing. I'm not really sure where he stands. Of course, now with 14 wins and I think it's like 13 knockouts, now, there's talks, especially, the WBO, I think, has him ranked like number 1. The WBC has him ranked like number 2. So now, there's a lot of talks of him getting in there against the big dogs. I'm going to tell you guys this. From what I have seen of this guy, the juggernaut, Joe Joyce, while he does look pretty good, there's nothing special about him. There is nothing special about him. And he looks good against, mediocre fighters, all right? To try to put him in the class, with some of the guys to the left and the right of him, no way, man. No, he is not that good. Okay, he has not proven that yet. There's other fights out there that I would rather see him in before you start throwing him in there with somewhere the likes of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. You got to step up the competition slowly with this guy, because this guy can get hurt, especially with a power puncher. Look, I'm not even really sure if you should throw him in there with Deontay Wilder. And I don't think Deontay Wilder is that good of a boxer. He relies on his power. And just like I said, Joyce does not really have good head movement. I didn't really see much head movement. So if he's just going to rely on just putting his guard up, that's really not going to help him against Deontay Wilder. You know, Wilder eventually will knock this dude out. I mean, that's just my opinion, right? I mean, we don't know. But just from what I see of the Juggernaut, I just don't see a good enough defense for him to really be competing on that top level. He needs more head movement. And he's not going to be learning that against guys like Christian Hammer, who really, like I said, I'm not really sure if the guy trained for the fight. He showed a lot of heart. Don't get me wrong. The Vato showed heart, but he just looked gassed out. He looked winded. The body shots were really taken out of him. I mean, that's how he went down. That's how the fight ended, with a good body shot. Now, he was already dropped a few times, but the body shot just kind of bended it. And there it is. Joyce gets the victory. Where does he go from here? I'm not really sure. I don't think you need to start throwing this guy in there with, you know, the big names in the heavyweight division. At least not yet. But do step up the game with this guy. You got to step up with the game. You got to get him a little bit better competition than somebody like Christian Hammer, who, like I said, I'm not even really sure he trained for the fight, but I will say he does have heart. He was trying to, you know, throw some haymakers, and but there you go. Joyce comes out with the victory. I'm not really sure what this does for him, other than just boost his confidence and gets people talking about, oh man, you know what? Maybe this guy is the next big thing. I'm not really so sure about that, man. I think this guy will get dropped on his ass with the top contenders right now in the heavyweight division. So get him some better competition, but not the best competition, at least not yet. And work on that damn head movement, man. All right, so shout outs to all my chingones out there for Los Tres Chingones Boxing. I'll catch you guys on the next one.